But I'm just gonna drive out now and see. And I'm going 5 miles an hour.
Well, you'll get the whole road this way.
Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to keep it at about 5 miles an hour. Let's see how long at 5 miles an hour. And then I'll equate it to how long it takes if you were walking it, if the video will last that long. It's 1:12.
If it wasn't real cold and snowy,
Mm-hmm.
snow real deep. I mean, we walked in about 20 minutes, but we were in good shape.
Yeah. Was that leisure or was that rushing to get to the bus stop?
We didn't waste time.
Okay. So it took you guys about 20 minutes to walk to the bus stop.
So we did walk at a fast pace. I say Miss Rand to keep up with
35058. Yep.
because it's 5 years difference in it. And I grew slow like Kay did.
Mm-hmm.
So I was real short when we moved down here, real small.
Mm-hmm.
And Pee-wee was 5 years older than me. So it took...
Make a huge difference. You would be jogging to keep up with the older kids. I know we came out here a few times and you'd see the big snakes all the way across the road.
They'd be stretched all the way across.
The whole length of the road. Yeah.
This is where we tried to climb up from Sweetie's house.
Mm-hmm.
That was a steep hill to climb. After that, I decided it's better to do the road.
It wasn't much of a shortcut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't need that shortcut anymore. I can imagine trying anything to relieve all that hauling and carrying and but I couldn't imagine.
One time Dad did drive us down to the spring in old Willie's Jeep he had.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually went up the mountainsides and everything.
Oh my.
But he had us kids to get over on one side of the bed to kind of be more weight to keep it from tipping.
Yeah.
He didn't go straight up, but he had to go at kind of an angle.
Oh wow.
Up that mountainside toward the spring.
So then you all had to put all your weight on one side to keep the vehicle from tipping the hill.
The Willie's Jeep wouldn't build up that deep inside to the truck bed. So we would all line up on that side to hold it down.
Oh my.
They put some big timbers down in there, but didn't used to be there.
There was at least 2 or 3 spots like that with the timbers.
This is the road that Dad did let me drive one time when I was practicing driving.
Mm-hmm.
And I killed the motor. Motor died in a big dump truck. And I was so focused on the road that I didn't know there was a motorcycle behind me.
Uh-huh.
And when the motor died, the truck started drifting back.
Oh my goodness.
He didn't explain anything to me. You know?
He just expected you to know.
Yeah. And then he said, well, you better put on that brake. You will run over that motorcycle back there. And then it's like, I had trouble even finding the brake, you know, because it's my first time ever driving.
Yeah.
So that truck was about to roll right on back over that motorcycle guy.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't know you could see houses.
Oh, you can now. They've took down enough of the trees and stuff.
I don't know how much of this land they own, but on down here, oh wait. Pretty much where you cut in is that big power pole tower thing.
Mm-hmm.
there was a little road that went back in there a little bit, and just crossed him on that land, on down through there. And OD used to stock logs and everything there to try to keep people from dumping trash on their property.
Yeah.
So this would have been where he blocked it all the time, trying to keep people from messing with their land. I wonder how many acres they actually got. As a kid, you never think to ask things like that.
No. Almost to the main road.
Take some pictures of the trees on our side. That's where we used to sit on our books off to the trees waiting for the bus to come.
Mm-hmm. By these bigger trees.
Down there next to the road.
Yeah, I'm just swinging all the way through here so that...
In that little spot that you can pull in it.
Mm-hmm.
If by some miracle we got a ride out, Dad would bring us out and he'd pull over there
Mm-hmm.
in his truck and we'd wait for the bus.
In the wide spot.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the main road. Okay, so...
And all this was gravel at the time. It wasn't paved.
So it wasn't paved. Do you remember when they came through and paved?
It's been years ago now, but not when we were living here.
Okay, so we're still 35058. So the driving through, these new modern speedometers don't give the decimal numbers after. It's saying it's not been a mile, but I don't think that's right.
But if we went down over the hill
Mm-hmm.
and everything.
To the house, that would have added so much more distance to it. Now, whose ranch was that over that way?
I don't know who lived there originally, but right before I grew up, Meadows family, I think, bought that.
Meadows. And how far down was Miss Cross?
Miss Cross's house is back, kind of like where that house sitting off to
The tan one or
the
the
gray looking color.
the one that's kind of tucked right there?
Yeah, because
Okay.
she had all that as her front yard.
Okay. So just had the one little house there, not the multiple.
Yeah. Yeah, it had that brick looking siding at the time that you could actually tear
The
it.
asbestos
Yeah.
siding. Yeah.
It had that kind of siding on it.
And y'all would sit under the trees waiting for the bus.
Actually, mostly the boys would. I wouldn't sit on my books. I thought too much of them to sit on my books.
You took care of your books.
Yeah, I'd stand there how long it took and hold my books. And they would slap theirs on the ground and sit on them. Yeah.
Is this where Grandpa's car, Suburban was broke down when you kept thinking you needed to go check on Grandma and Grandpa?
Just right inside the road. Just
In that
a
dip that you were talking about off the side there?
right inside, just almost past
Okay. Yeah, tell me that story again.
Well, all evening I wanted to go see Mom and Dad, and Joe kept saying no, and finally I aggravated him so bad that he drove me down this way, and it was already dark. And he said, you know, we're not going to walk in all the way down there in the dark. But we no sooner got here and started to pull in, then there was Dad's truck sitting. And so he was still driving that big old red dump truck he had.
Oh, so he still had the old dump truck.
Mm-hmm. We hadn't been married very long. But anyway, Dad was sitting there. He said something had broke that he needed to try to wire it up some to keep it from dragging on.